Good evening, guys. Back here at the kitchen table. The Really quickly, um, I wanted to address something here today, as it's still being today, to a reel that I had made earlier this morning when I was getting home from the gym. And if you hadn't seen it, go back and watch it. And I always welcome you guys as your comments and your questions and stuff like that. I always welcome that. Always good to have a conversation, if you will. But somebody commented, that um, basically what I had said was, if you know your purpose, if you know why you're here, if you know your truth, don't sweat the details. Okay. Now, this person misunderstood my intent, if you will, what I was saying. Now, don't you say go back and watch it, and I did put in the caption a more of an explanation of what I was saying, but he didn't catch it. So those of you that know where I'm coming from, those of you that understand what it is that I'm saying in that reel, again, be gracious, because there are people that don't understand. There'll be those that don't understand. I was one of those people before. Now, again, you have to understand when I said what I said, and I'll say what I mean, is that I was pretty clear. So either he wasn't listening, or he heard to only to the extent of his understanding. And I don't know. I'm not gonna judge him on it, but I did. I told him, so look, you always have to put in the work. You always have to put in work. Because basically his response was, you can't just hope something falls in your lap. You got to do. You got to work for what you want. And I understand that. You're talking to a guy that has owned multiple businesses, and I know you have to work for what you want. You have to work for that success in that business world like that. So it's not about just hoping that something falls into your lap. Again, if you know your work, or if you know you know your truth, you know why you're here, you know your purpose, that outcome, don't sweat the details. Yes, you still have to put in the work, from what I like to call the now to the when, meaning now, the moment now, to the when, of when that is to happen, that outcome is to happen. But you cannot focus on that outcome. You cannot control. You have to try your best, because this is me. This is why I'm doing this. Why I'm saying this, because I like to control things. I like to be able to control the path between the now and the when, and because it's a behavioral trait, and as good as it can be in certain circumstances and situations, in other circumstances and situations and circumstance and situation that I'm going through, it's not a good thing, because that control term can turn into manipulation. And you can't manipulate the outcome. You can delay it, but you can't manipulate it to the point where you can lose it. If it's meant for you, there's nothing that can stop that from happening. But you can delay it. You sure as heck can delay it. Um, but anyway, let me rewind here a little bit. So, leading up to that video, last night was one of the worst nights I've ever had, as far as a pain and lack of sleep. As soon as I laid down, I was ready for rest and ready to go to sleep. What little sleep I do get, I just out of nowhere, I got this intense headache, and it wasn't a headache that gradually worked its way up to being really bad. It happened immediately. And I had done some research a little bit, but I knew that there was some kind of solar activity going on that happened during the day and whatnot. So, but I didn't think of that then. That didn't come to me till later this morning. I was in my morning session, my quiet time. But anyway, so I'm lying there, and as soon as it hit, and I'm trying to replay my day as if there was something that I did, whether it was at the gym or an activity during the day that I did to cause this headache. And I couldn't come up with anything. There was nothing that I had done during the day to cause this headache, that as intense as it was. So I spent the night, drifting off and waking up due to pain, and then repositioning and drifting off and waking up and repositioning. That's all I did all night. Now I normally up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock normally, and so 4:30 hit, I was up. I mean, I was like, I'm done with this. So I wake up, or I get up, I get out of bed, and I do my morning session, my quiet time, if you will. And that's when those two words "let go" came to me. Spirit had said, this is for you today. Now, why that is so important, why I'm stressing that today, and why that video happened today, was because I'm in a situation where I've had a friend, and told me, in this certain situation, I need to let go of what the outcome. I need to let go of trying to control what the outcome, manipulate the outcome, focusing on the outcome. I need to have that non-attachment to the outcome, and I need to be in the here and the now, right here, right now, because there are things that are happening right here, right now, that I can control. I cannot control 3 seconds from now. You know what I'm saying? I cannot control that, let alone whenever this outcome is to happen. Now, again, I'm coming from the standpoint of I know my truth. I know why I'm here. I know my purpose, and I will never shy away from that. I will never deny that. I am 100% convinced of why I'm here. Convinced. I believe. I'm 100% in belief of why I'm here, what I am to be doing. So, um, anyway, I go through my quiet time, and the in the video I say, in the reel I say, when I introduce it, is that the headache, and I feel like I had leveled up, because in the quiet time is when the understanding for me of what my friend was trying to get me to understand, of being in here now, of letting go of that control, holding on to that outcome. And so it finally took hold this morning. Spirit finally, I was able to accept and open up and accept what Spirit was trying to tell me, and get me to do. And it was very, very freeing. Now, again, it's something, it will, it's something that I will have to deal with. And I'm very grateful for and thankful that it happened, because it's now something, it's a tool that I can use, if you will, to be able to apply to those moments when I'm trying, when I want to take hold of the outcome, when I do not have that non-attachment to the outcome. Because again, it's very difficult for me, who I am as a person, to know what the outcome is and not want to grab hold of it and want it right now. Want it right now. If something is meant for you, and again, I'm coming from the standpoint of I know why I'm here. I know why I'm here. And if something that is to happen, and I'm the type of person that doesn't want to let go of that, I want it to happen now. I was not blessed with patience, as far as, and I kind of look at this as like it's kind of a cruel game on me. It's kind of a cruel game on me, because Spirit knows, universe knows, God knows that's who I am. That's who I am. So working very hard and throughout my life for things that I've wanted, and I don't necessarily mean material things, but places I needed to be, especially through this process, knowing what I wanted, what to be happy, to be better, and to do better. It was very difficult for me to be patient, and so I learned a lot of patience through this process. But in this situation, this is something that I so strongly believe in, that this is one of the most difficult lessons I've had to learn in my entire life, and that is the non-attachment to the outcome. Because again, I have to remind myself, if it's meant for me, which I do believe it's meant for me, I believe with my entire being that it's meant for me, that there's nothing I can do to stop it. There's a heck of a lot that I can do to delay it. A lot that I can do to delay it. And I don't want to delay it any longer than it's already been. So, anyway, I just wanted to kind of expound on what that reel was this morning. And again, I don't judge the guy. I don't judge the person for what he said. I understand where he's coming from, but he didn't understand what I was actually saying, where I was coming from. And a lot of people I'd say a lot of you have DM'd me, that you understand what I was saying. You understand what it was that I was saying, and I appreciate you guys not blasting him in public on the open social there. I do appreciate that. So, but and I don't hate him. I don't judge him for saying what he said, because I do understand where he's coming from, because he's coming from a place that he does not. He's only able to understand from his extent of what he knows, and that's fine. That's fine. But I'm not against educating anyone a little bit, because I'm not against being educated. I've learned a lot in the last few months. I mean, lessons have come fast and furious, as I like to say, fast and furious, so fast and so furious, and it's a lot to process. It's a lot to absorb. It's a lot to understand. There are things that are flying at me that I have to kind of like compartmentalize, because I can't take it all in at once. And I know that I'm on the verge of something really good. I'm on the verge of something great. So anyway, say all that, guys. Again, the goal of us, what we're trying to do here, what we're trying to achieve here is being better, doing better, and being happy. All right, getting through this healing process. Now, the process is just that, it's a process. We cannot focus on wanting to be happy, wanting to do better, wanting to be better. We cannot be attached to that because we will miss so much of what is on the path of the now to the when. And you have to be able to accept and recognize the lessons that are going to happen on that path. The path is never ending. The path is the journey is never ending. Okay, so but again, those are the happiness, the doing better, the being better are kind of waypoints, goals, if you will, and we cannot focus our energy on those because we know those will happen. I know those will happen. I even knew back in my worst days, my worst moments, I knew they would happen, but I couldn't focus on them because I would miss out on the healing and the growing because it's about growth. The healing and the growth is about growth as well, but the healing and the growing that needed to happen to get there. Because I was so determined, so committed to being better, doing better, and being happy that I didn't want to miss anything. Now, I'm a human, so I make mistakes. But I will tell you also in this journey is that there will be distractions. Distractions come in many ways, or many shapes, many forms. Do your best. Do your best, and I'm finding this out now that the lessons I'm being taught, getting to what I believe is meant for me, is the distractions are now flying at me. The distractions are just flying at me. I cannot stop that blessing, but I can delay it. And like I said, I don't want to delay it any longer than it's already been. And if your goal and you're here, so your goal is to be happy, your goal is to heal, be better, and do better. You cannot allow those distractions to take you off of your focus of reaching those goals. So the encouragement here today is to focus, be here, be in the here and the now. All right. And if you don't understand when I say non-attachment to the outcome, to the end result, to the goal, all right. If you don't understand that, there's quite a bit of good resources on the internet. No, I mean, ask me. I'm still relatively new to it, but I have reached an understanding now that I do understand what it means, because the non-attachment to me was very scary because it meant to me, my way of thinking, my mindset was a non-attachment, or what they call detachment. What is called detachment as well, was that if I let it go, I was going to lose it. All right, and it's not about that. Okay, and we can get that deeper at another time, but it's not about that. It's not about if you let go of it, you're going to lose it. All right. That's a negative feel. That's a negative energy. That's a negative way to think of it. And I had to let that go. I had to let that mindset go. So anyway, really quickly, that was pretty much all I had for tonight. And like I said, just more of expounding on what the reel was. And a lot of you liked it. A lot of you DM me and you showed your support. And again, I appreciate you not calling that guy out in public, if you will. Because I don't think he meant anything by it. I don't think he meant any malicious intent, had any malicious intent with it. But again, it is what it is, and we just move on. All right, peace.